Welcome to a new week here on the Retirement Quick Tips podcast. I'm your host, Ashley Micciche, co-owner of True North Retirement Advisors, an independent financial advisory practice managing $390 million in client assets. If you are 5 to 10 years on either side of retirement and looking for some daily quick tips to help you on your retirement journey, you are in the right place. So this week's theme is, are the new Bitcoin ETFs a good investment? So prior to January of this year in 2024, if you wanted to buy Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency, you needed to navigate the complexities of buying it through a digital wallet, some type of otherworldly exchange. But earlier this year, Bitcoin ETFs from a few different providers entered the world of traditional investing, and now you can buy a Bitcoin ETF. Basically, what it does is it tracks the price of Bitcoin, but it has the ease of buying and the liquidity of buying a stock, because you can trade these ETFs. They trade just like a stock would. So you can buy it and sell it, and you don't need to navigate the digital wallets and all the other complexities. You can just buy it like you would in a traditional investment account at a lot of different financial institutions. So there's been a lot of excitement around this, a lot of money pouring into Bitcoin because it is so much more accessible. And so you have all this improved access, and also the prospects of making it big in this new, relatively new still asset class. So it's no surprise that these new Bitcoin ETFs have been quite popular. They've attracted billions of dollars just in the initial days of trading. So this week on the podcast, I'm going to share with you some principles you'll want to keep in mind if you're considering adding Bitcoin to your portfolio. Or actually, it doesn't even just apply to Bitcoin, but these are principles that you want to keep in mind when it comes to any popular investment. Every few years, the new hot thing comes along. Bitcoin is no exception to this. It hasn't been around that long. It's highly speculative in nature. And so you have to be very careful and tread lightly in this area. I'll talk about why I'm still not buying Bitcoin, at least for now, and why you might still want to stay away from Bitcoin as well if you haven't yet jumped on the Bitcoin bandwagon. And if you decide, maybe you decide that it's something you want to invest in, how much of your portfolio should you allocate to this asset class? I'm not saying everyone should have some, but if you decide that you want to invest in Bitcoin, or I should say speculate with Bitcoin, what would be an appropriate amount to add from your portfolio to this area? So I'll talk about all those things and more this week on the podcast. Thank you so much for listening this week. If you know someone who would benefit from listening to this week's theme, maybe someone who you've talked with recently about Bitcoin, maybe someone who has bought it or looking at the new Bitcoin ETFs, someone, your crypto buddy. I find actually that the people who have been investing in crypto, they don't care what financial advisors say. Some of them think that they know everything about investing because they've made money in Bitcoin. Unfortunately, that is more often than not the case when I talk to people, particularly younger people. I hate to hate on my own millennials and younger generation about this, but they know a lot. They know everything. I know nothing. It's interesting talking to people about crypto. People get real sensitive about it for some reason. But anyways, if you know someone who's interested in this, interested in crypto, Bitcoin, etc., please take a minute to share the show. It takes just a few seconds to hit that share icon wherever you're listening right now, and then you can text or email the show link to someone you know who is interested in this week's topic. I really appreciate it. Sharing the show, sending it on, spreading the word. It's one of the best ways that you can help the podcast grow. So if you're getting value from this, I really appreciate it, and it's something you can do to support the show as well. All right, come on back tomorrow. I'm going to talk about why my opinion on Bitcoin hasn't changed. I actually talked about Bitcoin on the podcast about 2 years ago. So I'll revisit that and why my opinion really hasn't shifted and changed, even though Bitcoin and the market and the availability of Bitcoin has also actually changed significantly. All right, my name is Ashley Micciche, and this is the Retirement Quick Tips podcast.